That's 401.
1969 Pontiac Grand Prix? Yes, and this is a very rare monster because if you take a look under the hood, you'll find a 428 cubic inch V8, and specifically, it's the high output version. I bet you didn't know that existed, idiot. The compression ratio is 10.75 to 1, and this land yacht was rated 390 horsepower and 465 pound-feet of torque. That engine in itself was a rare option in the Grand Prix, but if we take a look inside, you'll see what makes this car even more rare and extremely desirable. Yep, you're looking at a 4-speed manual in a Pontiac Grand Prix with 390 horsepower. Out back, this car still houses its factory original 355 rear gears, and then we're gonna have to talk about the weight. So let's just get it over with. This Grand Prix, the one you're looking at right here, with driver included, is 4,304 pounds. Like I already mentioned, a Grand Prix in this configuration is an extremely rare breed. There were only 116 total cars produced that year with the 428 HO and the 4-speed manual. But if you want to get a little bit more specific, there were only 90 that had the wide ratio M20, like our featured car. Car Life magazine tested one of these monsters back in 1969. It had the same engine and rear, but then the transmission was a turbo 400 3-speed automatic. It was able to run the quarter mile in 14.1 seconds at 95.3 miles per hour. Let's check out that opponent. 1965 Buick Skylark Gran Sport. And don't let those markings fool you, this thing doesn't have a 445 cubic inch V8, that was actually the torque output, 445 pound-feet. In truth, it's a 401 cubic inch nailhead V8. Compression ratio is 10.25 to 1, and it was putting out 325 horsepower. Let's take a look inside, and what do you know? It's also a 4-speed manual just like the Grand Prix. I guess it's our lucky day. Out back, this car is really going for it because it houses a set of 390 rear gears. It's not every day you see a ratio that aggressive in a Buick. Of course, this Gran Sport has a weight advantage over the Grand Prix, but what car wouldn't? Specifically with driver, it's 3,898 pounds. The Gran Sport convertible with the 4-speed manual transmission was a rather rare combo in 1965. There were only 598 produced. Motor Trend magazine tested a Gran Sport in 1965. It had the same 401 nailhead V8, but theirs was a 2-speed automatic transmission with 336 rear gears. It was still able to run the quarter mile in 16.6 seconds at 86 miles per hour. Let's check out the races. At the time of filming, the temperature was 73 degrees, humidity 51%, elevation 944 feet, and the barometric pressure was 29.25 inches. Let's check out that first round.
Next up, start Traxler, 65 Buick GS, ragtop up against Joe Growing, Illinois with Gran Sport 120. Buick will get the win. 1448 at 93 to a 1522 at 94 car. 1448 at 93 to a 1522 at 98 out of the Buick.
And in the first round, it's the Buick taking home the win, running 14.48 seconds at 93.82 miles per hour. In the other lane, the Pontiac ran 15.22 seconds at 98.37 miles per hour. Let's check out that second round.
In the left lane, Joe Lewinsky out of Illinois. 69 Pontiac Grand Sport 120. Car, and the win will go to the Poncho. 1460 at 99 to a 1540. Going up against Shark Brand. The win will go to the Poncho, 1460 at 99 to a 15.
In the second round, it's almost like the roles were completely reversed, with the Pontiac taking home the win, running 14.60 seconds at 99.50 miles per hour. Meanwhile, the Buick ran a little bit slower at 15.42 seconds at 87.65 miles per hour. With this best of three tied up 1-all, let's check out that final round.
In the left lane, start Traxler out of Oregon, Wisconsin, 65 Buick TS 401. In the right lane, go. Bill also has a 68 Verso, kind of alternates between the two. The win will go to Joe, 1453 Illinois, 428 Pontiac. The win will go to Joe, 1453.
In the final round, both cars finished strong, but it was the Pontiac that takes home the win, running 14.53 seconds at 99.41 miles per hour. In the other lane, the Buick ran 14.69 seconds at 94.63 miles per hour. A huge thanks to both of the owners for bringing out these cars. It was absolutely awesome seeing them on the drag strip. I'll catch you guys at the next one.